Hey guys, what's up? Daniel here with Dark Gadgets. Today we're checking out the Samsung Galaxy S5 Active. This phone retails for $200 on a 2-year contract and roughly $700 off contract. This phone is available exclusively on AT&T, just like the S4 Active was when it came out. And inside, I believe we have 16 gigabytes of storage, but you can expand that up to 128 gigs, and it does come in a number of colors. So let's go ahead and open this up. And yeah, so it has a very military-esque look to it because it's rugged. And let's get into this here. We kind of broke the box a little bit there, sadly. That stinks. But yeah, here we go. First thing we get here is a quick start guide. We're going to put that to a side here. Second thing we get is the phone itself right here. Put that aside as well. We get the SIM card so you can activate your phone. And let's see what else we got in here. We get some more guides and things about the phone, and we have the cable to charge the phone or connect it to your computer. We have some earbuds which come with different tips so that you can set it to the correct size for your ear. And we get the battery for the phone, and lastly we get the AC or USB to wall adapter so that you can charge the phone. Alright, so now that that's all aside, let's go ahead and get straight into the phone here. We don't want to waste any time. And here we have the camo color, which is green and black, and it's themed to kind of match those who go outdoors a lot, that go in the woods. I believe the S4 Active was themed for those that went with water sports. So they're kind of following that trend, and they went with a different sport or activity this year. And let's see if we can remove this back here, which is a little bit hard to get off. But there we go. We're gonna go ahead and put the battery in here, and that's where the SIM card goes and where you can expand the storage, just like the Galaxy S5. And you can see here we have that rubber lining, just like we saw with the Galaxy S5, because this is also IP67 rated, so it can go up to 1 meter underwater, and it's dust resistant, water resistant, and it's just exactly like the Galaxy S5 in terms of resistance against the outdoors, which is a little bit odd. Now real quick, to put in the back, you just slide the bottom in first, and then you press to attach everything. Alright, so let's go ahead here and get this booted up so I can show you, and let's remove the film here. And there we go. Here we have the screen, which is the exact same size as the Galaxy S4, and it's the same pixel density, same everything. And in fact, all of the internals here are the same as the Samsung Galaxy S5. The only differences are that you're getting the rugged body and a few new buttons here that we'll go over. But this is what you're buying when you get this. You're not getting a different phone. You're not getting something that's lesser quality than the Galaxy S5. You're getting something that is just more rugged and that might feel more safe in your hand. And whoops, I was clicking that and I can't seem to take this plastic off. But let's go ahead here and peel that off now. Alright, so you can see the back color. And this does come in a variety of colors. I believe this is the only camo one. And yeah, this back doesn't really look as bad as I thought it would. It you know, it has this outdoorsy feel. It has this very army-esque feel to it. And it's mainly just because it's ruggedized. And you know, whenever you see something that's rugged, you kind of think military. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And you can kind of see here on the sides. And let me zoom this in so you can see better. On the sides we have these grills or kind of like etchings, which kind of make it look like it might be metal or something, but it's not. It's obviously plastic. All of this is plastic, but give this different kind of textured feel, help it, you know, help you grip it in the hand more easily. You have the buttons here that are physical this time around, which are great so that you can use this, you know, when you have gloves on, when you have, you know, you're working on something. So if you're a construction worker, you can use that. And you have these physical buttons, which at times some people want. You also have, let's unlock here. You also have this side button, which is new. And let me show you that. That side button right there, that wasn't available on the S5. And you can basically click that once, and it's gonna send us here, so I can show you. Let me zoom out. And let's agree here. It's going to send you into the activity zone. There we go. And that has a barometer, a compass, a flashlight, and a stopwatch, which is actually pretty handy. I mean, it's nothing too special, but you have that button there in case you ever need it. Let's see. Why doesn't this want to focus? And this brightness might be too bright, so let's bring down the brightness on the phone. And bear with me here for a second so that I can show you this. But yeah, you can turn on the brightness from here, maybe, or the flashlight from here, and hopefully you can see that. And you can change the blinking speed and the brightness and turn that on, so you can change that. And I guess it's just handy tools to have. Here you have the stopwatch. It's nothing amazing, but again, they're just kind of cool to have. And sorry, it keeps going out of focus here. But there you go, that's that. Another thing here is that you can actually hold down the button for a few seconds and it's actually gonna launch you into the camera. And it doesn't have to launch you into the camera, you can actually set that to launch you into whatever app you want. But this is the same camera that's in the Galaxy S5, which is a great camera. And it's great that they didn't dumb down anything or take away any of the major features. Now you don't have the fingerprint scanner, which a lot of people were going crazy about. But that doesn't work very well, so it's, you know, I never used it on the Galaxy S5, so I don't mind that feature being gone. It's nice to have the physical buttons, you know, for, as I said, when you're doing certain jobs that might require you to use the physical buttons. And all this kind of gives it a really nice textured feel. Like, all of these buttons have nice textures to them that kind of make them feel like they're metal, but they're not. And you get this kind of depth to it, which just makes you feel like you don't need a case for the phone. Up here you have the headphone jack, you have some of the mics right there that pick up the sound, and we have the lock button right here, and of course to turn off. But it just makes it feel like you don't need a case, which is the main part here. Now, the only problem I had with this is that it's the same exact rating for waterproof, so you can't leave this underwater any more than you can the Galaxy S5. So both phones would pretty much die out at the same time. This is just a little bit more rugged, so when you drop it or anything like that, the phone's not gonna break. But I mean, this phone's really gonna come down to preference, whether you like this look or you prefer the other look. I mean, I can definitely see people buying this. It reminds me of those old Motorola phones when they were regular flip phones, but then there were the rugged ones. But the thing about those phones back then is that the rugged ones were, I mean, indestructible pretty much. You could throw those things anywhere. This, not exactly. It's still a smartphone. It's still not exactly, you know, you don't want to run over this phone because it's definitely going to break. And it would be nice if it could withstand all that. But I guess this is more of a look than an actual big advantage over the Galaxy S5. But yeah, as far as specs go, it's still the exact same thing. You still have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 801. It's still quad core. You still have the 2800 milliamp hour battery, which is amazing. You're still running Android 4.4 KitKat, the TouchWiz version, so it's the Android operating system with a Samsung skin over it, and it's just the exact same phone with a different shell to it. And it's really going to come down to whether you want this phone right here by itself, or do you want to have a Galaxy S5 with the option of an OtterBox and then the option of taking off the OtterBox whenever you don't want to, because the Galaxy S5 with an OtterBox will protect the phone a lot more, or substantially more, like a whole lot more than this phone without a case. So I feel like it's more going to come down to whether you prefer the look of this or the look of the Galaxy S5. And I know a lot of you might not find this phone attractive, but I know a lot of people that do, and that, you know, have a different lifestyle, that would prefer the look of this phone, the feel of this phone, and just overall the physical buttons, and still have the functionality of the latest smartphones. And yeah guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I didn't go too in depth into the features of this phone because it's pretty much the Samsung Galaxy S5, and I already did a whole review over that phone, which you can check down below in the description by just clicking the link. But while you watch that, do remember the fact that this does not have the fingerprint sensor, and it does have the physical buttons instead. And we also get this extra button right here, which the regular Galaxy S5 does not have. Aside from that, you of course get the big change in terms of the hardware and overall feel to the phone. And do keep in mind, I know the Father's Day is coming up, so you might be looking into getting these phones or one of the phones. So just keep that in mind. Aside from that, you can contact me on Twitter or on the website. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you like the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you can stay tuned for future videos. And as always, guys, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.